Tuesday, August 25th, a celebration was held at the Downtown Center to honor the artist of the iconic Birthplace of Country Music mural, Mr. Tim White. The celebration kicked off with a performance by bluegrass band Turkey Creek. Bristol, Tennessee Mayor Lee Powers also made a speech regarding Mr. Tim White and his mural, along with making a special proclamation.
I came to Bristol 33 years ago, and when I first came to Bristol, downtown was boarded up and there just wasn't a whole lot going on. And you know, we all know that it just takes one thing to get something really going. Bristol was determined to be the birthplace of country music. The beautiful mural that I'm standing in front of was painted, and the stage, but the Civitans, was built, and we were on our way back to a thriving downtown. And to all of those that were involved, we can only say thank you, but with heartfelt meaning, because without what you did 30 some years ago, we wouldn't be here this evening. Tonight we're here for the 30th anniversary to commemorate the mural that you see behind me. Tim White, if you'd step on out here, I'd like to talk about you a little bit. Okay. Mr. Tim White, ladies and gentlemen. Great job. Let me talk about you just a bit. I have a mayoral proclamation this evening, whereas Tim White left Roanoke, Virginia in 1974 and settled in East Tennessee, where he pursued his career as an artist, sign painter, and banjo picker. And whereas the artist was there from the start and the sign painter was a logical career outgrowth, the banjo picker was learned a little later in life. Tim's interest in musical heritage of the region, a region which stretched from Roanoke to Knoxville and cut a broad swath to neighboring states, led to his creation of the art piece that you see behind me. And years prior to the country music mural coming to realization, Tim was asked to paint his first mural, many of you may remember it, on a building wall behind the Bunnings drugstore previously located on State Street. Whereas the Appalachian Heritage mural painting sparked an idea that Bristol should have a mural depicting its rich musical heritage, the idea was born. The mural we celebrate today depicts the principal characters of the historic 1927 Bristol sessions, including Ralph Peer, the Victor Recording Company talent scout, the Carter family, Jimmy Rogers, and the Stonemans. The actual painting of the mural took place over a month during the year of 1986. It has become a landmark where tourists are drawn, identifying to the world Bristol is the birthplace of country music. And if you go online to look at the Smithsonian as it's related to country music, you will see the mural. Whereas the mural has become a site for regular summertime music sessions, much like we're having this evening, where musicians can come and play their traditional and contemporary music just as it was done on front porches and around pot-bellied stoves for over 2 centuries. And whereas we honor today Tim White as a public figure, an artist, a musician, a radio personality, and TV host, as one who has unselfishly contributed time, effort, and energy to support and promote the music and the musicians of the region. This may seem like many words, but they're very few in comparison to the influence that Tim White has had on all of our lives here in in Bristol. What I meant to say is it's enriched all of our lives for the better in ways that we may never know consciously. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Lee Powers, Mayor of Bristol, Tennessee, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 25th, 2015, to be designated Tim White Day. Tim, congratulations. We can never thank you enough.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lee. Really am honored to do this. You know, all I ever wanted to do was pick bluegrass music. And the good Lord gave me some talent to do a little bit with the banjo and the guitar, and He also gave me some talent to do a little bit of painting, and I've tried to put that to good work. But you know, you folks are just so kind. We can't do all of this. You know, it's no use to pick music or paint pictures if there's nobody to appreciate them and to listen to it and to look at it. So, you know, you're very much a part of this as well. And I've just been so blessed, and I'm just so happy to have moved here from Roanoke. I still love Roanoke, my hometown, but when I moved here in Bristol back in 1974 with my mom and dad, Bob and Jackie White, it just opened up a whole new book for me when it comes to this music. And learning about the Carter family and Jimmy Rogers and the Stonemans recording here in 1927, and later, you know, the Farm and Fun Time show with Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, Mac Wiseman, Stanley Brothers. What a rich history we have here. I've been blessed to get into radio. Joe Morrell got me into radio over at the Big Grand Guitar back in 1989. And then more recently, 11 years ago, started Song of the Mountains at the beautiful Lincoln Theater in Marion, Virginia. What a blessing that has been, too. And we hope you'll come up to Marion and watch some of those shows. Our next one's September 5th, by the way, with Jesse McReynolds from the Grand Ole Opry, who used to play here in Bristol on Farm and Fun Time. So anyway, every day is an adventure, and I appreciate all the support that you give the ACMA, the BCM, the Song of the Mountains, Tri-Cities Top Gun, and any way you can get out and support bluegrass and old-time music. I salute you, and God bless you, and thank y'all again for being here tonight.
Former Bristol Mayor Charlie Peters spoke about his role in getting permission to use the Victor Records logo within the mural. Former City Councilman David Shoemaker also spoke about his role in helping get the stage built in front of the mural. And finally, Kenny Morrell, who was one of the first performers in this area in front of the mural, spoke about Mr. Tim White.
I don't think anybody in the world could tell you any greater impact than this mural has had on this city. And I just felt like I need to come down here and say a word about that, Tim, and I thank you for inviting me. The mayor invited me, and Terry, the manager of the part of the city that does this, and I'm gonna be real brief, but in the early 80s, Miss Copenhaver and Matt King formed a little committee to try to get done what the ex-mayor here told you. And they were struggling, and they called me and come down and wanted me to see if I could give them some input. And we talked a while, and I said, look, I said, you all are capable of doing this, but I'm going to go another route, and I'm going to try to bring some music back to Bristol that we're supposed to have. You know, when we gave birth to the music and it grew up a little bit, it walked off and went to Nashville. And we just didn't have any for a long time. So I began my effort to bring some music downtown and have an open air, free concert-like music. So, but you know, Tim, we went down Steel Street and tried it, and it didn't work, and we struggled and struggled, and the committee struggled. You know, they built a little museum out here on the other end of town, and it didn't work out, and we were struggling to find the catalyst that we needed. And I felt like we was playing a football game without the football. Tim come up here in '86 and put that thing on the wall, and that was the football. That was the football. Everything started growing, and I came down here, and me and my family, everybody in my family makes music, so we just put a little band together and backed up against the wall down here one Tuesday night and put on a 3-hour concert. And Terry called me a couple of days later and said, you know, tell me about that. I said, well, we're going to do it every Tuesday night. So it grew and grew, and for a little while, after a little while, I didn't have to work so hard because so many musicians came down here. They would be 12 and 15 bands back here practicing, you know, while we was up here singing. So, and you know what grew out of that. But I give Tim credit for giving us the catalyst that we needed, and I can't stand here and not tell you a little bit about Tim. He has no training at all to do this kind of work. And that's probably good, because I don't have any training at all to be a musician. It seems like it works out all right. But if you look at, I sit here, Tim, night after night and point out things that some people don't see. Just little things like, if you look up at that banjo, you see the reflection of the light. You see it right here in this thing right here. And I think if Tim had gone and got training, I don't think he'd have been able to do all that stuff. So Tim, I want to thank you for the impact that you gave to me and for everybody in the city to bring our music to where it is today.
After the mayor's proclamation and the following speeches, Mr. Tim White reunited with his old band Troublesome Hollow to play a few songs.
A house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. It's been the bliss of many poor boys, and God, I know I'm one.
And finally, Tim's band, the VW Boys, closed out the evening. And here's to 30 more years of playing music in historic downtown Bristol.